The difference between ambitious Christians and impactful Christians is something that you may not expect. Mark 6:31 tells us of Jesus and what he commanded his disciples to do. It said, "And he said to them, 'Come away by yourselves to a desolate place and rest a while.' For many were coming and going, and they had no leisure even to eat." Sometimes, because we want to do so much for God, we minister and we work, whether it's through our local churches, a nonprofit, or a business, or content creation, or whatever it is that God has called you to do. We can be tempted to work, 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 but God has created us for seasons or for times where work is important and times when rest is important. And in order to be as effective and efficient and as kingdom building as possible, you and I need to rest. We will not be all that God has created us to be unless we rest. This passage, this reminder here where Jesus is telling them that, all right, there are too many people around you. You need to go. You need to rest. You need to have time alone. You need to eat. This is right before, it is just a few verses before Jesus feeds the 5,000. In order for them to be used most mightily, they needed to be rested. They needed to be willing to trust God. They needed to have experienced the provision that God had given them. I know for me and my life, the times when I am least likely to trust God are the times when I have been trying to do something on my own, the times when I have worked so hard that I have worn myself out. And it is in those times that I am tempted to not trust God for his provision, to not obey him when I see something that makes more sense. But it is because the disciples rested, because they took time away, that they were prepared to obey Jesus even when it seemed outrageous, to join him in feeding the 5,000. So if you're feeling overwhelmed, if you're feeling overworked, perhaps God is calling you to go to a desolate place, to an isolated place, to rest and to eat, so that you can be prepared to obey him in faith and see the miracles that he works. God bless.